Hello, friends. Hello, friend. I'm back again, and today I brought you disease prediction system built in Python. And here I again use, like in MATLAB, support vector machine and PCA. Okay. Moreover, Python is the upcoming trend. That's an open source programming platform. We can integrate it with any programming language, and there's most of the scientific library there's available in Python as well. So today I design a prediction system, heart disease prediction system in Python. So here we go. I have set up everything on my virtual machine. So that's my Python main script. Okay, as you can see, there are various uh, mathematical library we require to import. Okay, we'll start with numpy. Okay, which import the text in generalized format. Okay, we name numpy as np. Okay, so whenever we use np in this script, that means we are calling the library of numpy. Okay, for plotting we are using matplot library. Okay, so for support vector machine, there's a famous open source available toolbox, sqi learn available. So in sqi line we are calling svm. Okay, and for decomposition or feature extraction, here we have used principal component analysis. Okay, for we also import the Python library pylab, and name is pl. Whenever we use in pl in the script, yeah, it means we are calling the pylab. There's an interactive toolbox. We have also import the cycle. So for using the prediction whether the person is disease or not disease, we have used cross validation, which is available in SKI, which is also available in SKI learn toolbox cross validation. Okay, so these are the library we require to design the prediction system. Okay, you can call the data set the cleveland data.csv. Let me show you data. Okay, so this is the available data set. It has 13 attribute, and these are the condition whether a person is disease, not disease, disease, not disease, and we also mention two more stages between a disease or not disease person, whether a person having a critical stage or not. These are the parameter. Okay, this first thing represent the age, second thing the physical activity, third labels represent the alcoholic condition, fourth label represent the blood pressure, fifth label represent the whether person is diabetic or not, sixth label represent the regular physical activities, and so on. Okay, so with the help of this data, we have taken consider 303 subject. In this case, on the basis of 303 subject, we predict whether a person is disease or not. For doing this thing, let me back again. So as I already told you in my previous video lecture how the machine learning works, basically machine learning having some instances. Let me clear this thing to you. Let me open the data set again. Okay, so suppose these are the instances. Okay, on the basis of these instances we can say whether a person is disease or not. Like talking about the first case, likewise, like if the person age is 63, it is having the physical activity level 1, it is having the cholesterol level 1, it is having the BP blood pressure at 145, it is having the diabetes level 233, and so on so on. Corresponding to these attribute, we know the person is healthy. Okay, at the same time, meanwhile, a person age is around 67, it is low physical activity, and so on so on so on. And finally we can say the person is closer to disease person. Okay, it is having 2 level close to the heart disease. So what we can see, with the help of these attribute, we are able to predict whether person is disease or not disease. So what we say, the value of n is represent the indicator. Okay, at this indicator we can say the person is disease or not, while in the meantime the value from a to m represent the features of the input variant. So these things represent the feature while n represent the indicator. So what machine learning do, machine learning algorithm will check out the attribute, and corresponding to those attribute, it find a relation. Okay, on the basis of relation, it will provide us a relevant information that whether person can be disease or not. So at the same time, when the system goes in real world, what happen, only the individual will have these 12 values, and he don't know his or her heart condition. So and in the meanwhile, what happened to those guys, just enter these values, and corresponding to these values, our machine learning algorithm predict the condition of heart condition of that person. Okay, so in the realistic manner, a layman person don't know the relation of these value, only the skilled doctor knows about it. Okay, so while when we talk about the futuristic technology, in future, with the help of machine learning algorithm, each individual can be monitored is his or her health condition with the help of only input constraint. Okay, so these are the theoretical aspect. You can know more about the machine learning and theoretical aspect in our advanced classrooms of Mindcreature. Okay, so come back to the programming. Okay, so here what we do, we have the feature data set, like here the feature data set from 0 to 12th column. Okay, again move to, so these 12th number of column, 12 column represent the features, while at the same time the 13th column represent the condition of the person. Okay, so this is the indicator. I store these indication at y. Okay, now here we just give the numerical value and label the data. Okay, so y instance indexing print y. So till I'm just going to run these lines of codes in Python, and really want you to show what happened when we run this program. So I'm just going to copy and paste the code and see what happened. Now I'm just I'll be just pressing enter and see what happened. There's a syntax error coming. Oh my god. Let me run the program line to line. Let me import these library. I guess these I have already imported. Okay, so I'm just copying, print y. So I just trace back this thing and print y. So these are the 306 cases. Okay, I just configure is at a matrix form. These things represent the indicator of profiles. So after the printing instance, okay, we have mentioned the target name. Now there's a function we have designed for plotting the data, which it represents the data, it represents the target and the target name. Okay, so we call this plot 2D function at the later on the program. Here we just extracted the feature, we extract the features, okay, of from x feature vector and will be store features at PCA. So let me run these lines of codes again. Okay, and I'll show how it works. So here the features get stored in XNew. Let me show you the feature. Okay, print x underscore new. So instead of we just diminish the size of features. We were having previously 12 column. Now feature is get diminished in 2 columns. Okay, these are the features value. Okay, and the process we call the feature extractor. This PCA is quite famous feature extractor as it work in eigenvalue and eigenvector. Okay, and we'll tell you about the eigenvalue and eigenvector in the next session. In the meanwhile, we just go move forward so that the you can save the time. And let's suppose what I'm going to do, I'm going to plot the features with respect to y and the target name. Okay, so let me, I have already given the definition of this function of above the. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call plot 2d. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this thing. So let me run this code first. Okay, the now target name is available. So we won't be able to say anything. Let me show. So these are the features, two features. Okay, we just diminishing the 4 cases in 2 different vector, where red dot represent the non-diseased person, and the green dot represent the one diseased persons. Okay, it's quite simple. So we move forward. Here we move forward. We have already reached so far. We are plotting the 2 type of data. Okay, we were here. So now it's time to split the data for training and testing. Okay, so here with the help of cross validation, okay, we just split the data in train set, x train 1 and y train 1, and test set, x train test set and y train set. Okay, for training what we have used, we have 80% data used for training and 20% data for test site. Okay, we have used RBF kernel here. Okay, model we have used support vector machine, kernel type is RBF. Okay, so rest of the thing print floating type. Yeah. Okay, let me run the program. I've already talk about so many times the support vector machine, how it performs. You can view rest of the video, and you can get the code by just mail me, and you can get this by me at very cheap price, only 12,500. Okay, so let me run the whole code. I'm just cancelling the code. Okay, you can plot you can plot the so many data at Python using mpplot. Can be do machine learning using. So let me run the program and I'll show what output we would be getting. Okay, so first let me show you the minimum mesh plot and x train, y train, the model SVM. So raw minimum chat model, print chat, reshape, plot count 2. So okay, here we go. So my friend, as you can see, our support with the help of support vector machine, though the accuracy haven't reached so far, but yeah, somehow it is able to manage. The green line represent the non-diseased person and the yellow one represent the diseased person, and these are the separation point we have obtained using principal component analysis and support vector machine. Okay, and somehow at this time the hyperplane is not so clear, but in future, okay, by the meantime, on the next lesson I will show how you will be able to increase the accuracy of support vector machine in Python, as I have done this thing in MATLAB already. Okay,